Now we'll move on to the next question. We'll see next question. What is given in the next question? In the given figure, ABCD is the rectangle, then the area of shaded region. So we need to find the area of this shaded region, and this is a rectangle, and here it is a small rectangle again whose length and breadth are given as 3 and 2. Here length and breadth are 12 and 8, and we need to find the area of this shaded region. So how to get the area of this shaded region is, as you can see that this shaded region is a triangle. So if we find the height and base of this triangle, we can easily find the area. So how base can be found? Base will be 2, because as this is a rectangle, this angle is 90, this angle is 90, 90. As this is a rectangle, if this is 2, this will be 2. And now how to find the height of this triangle is, let's take the height as h, right? Let's make the dotted line. Let's take this height as h. So this region will be what? This region will be 9 minus h, because total is 12, this is 3. So from here, if you take the length from this point, it will be 9, and if this region is h, this will be 9 minus h, right? So in this way we have taken this h and 9 minus h, and now we need to find the value of h. So how to get the value of h is, now as you can see, these two triangles are what? Similar. How can they be similar? This angle equal to this angle, right? Vertically opposite angle, and this angle will be equal to this angle. This angle will be equal to this angle. And how they can be equal? Alternate interior angle, right? Because lines are parallel. So these two triangles are similar. That is, suppose if we take this point as, let's say, O, then triangle POQ is similar to triangle POQ is similar to triangle COB. And if we take the sides of the triangle as, and if the triangles are similar, definitely their sides must be in proportion, and their height also must be in the same proportion as that of the sides. It means OP upon OC equal to OQ upon OB equal to PQ upon CB equal to height, that is h, upon height of this triangle, and height of this triangle will be what? 9 minus h, because if height of this triangle is h, height of this triangle will be 9 minus h. So we can use this concept to get the value of h, right? And whatever values we require, I think they have all values are given here, because as you can see, OP upon OC is not given. We don't know the value of OP upon OC, and OQ upon OB is also not given, but PQ upon CB is given. PQ is 2 and CB is 8, and this is equals to h upon 9 minus h. And now if we simplify it, what we'll get? We'll get 9 minus h equal to 4h. So h will be 9 upon 5. So height will be 9 upon 5. So area will be half. Base is 2. Height is 9 upon 5. We will cancel it. So we'll get 1.8 square units. So this will be our answer, that is 1.8 square units, fourth option. So in this way we can solve this. We have used the concept of similar triangles, and now we have simplified, right? So now we'll move on to the next question. Now next question is, in the given figure, ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB equal to AC. If AE equal to AF, AB equal to AC, so these two angles are equal, and AE equal to AF, AE equal to AF. Again, these two angles are equal. This angle is given as 40, that is BAE. We need to find the angle FEC. We need to find this angle FEC, right? So let's take this angle as X, right? So we'll taking this angle FEC as X. So we need to find the value of X. Now we can use some concepts here, that is of exterior angle property, that is B plus X will be equal to 40 plus A. B plus X will be equal to 40 plus A, that is exterior angle property. So from here what we will get? We will get the value of X as 40 plus A minus B. This is the value of X we got in terms of AB. Now we will find the value of A and B. How to get the value is, this angle is 180 minus 2B, because these two angles are B and B. So this angle will be 180 minus 2B, and now we will take the sum of all these three angles in triangle ABC. So what we will get? We will get 40 plus 180 minus 2B plus 2A equal to 180. So we have taken the sum of all three angles, angle A, angle B and angle C. So we'll cancel 180. So what we will get? We will get 40 equal to 2 times of B minus A. So B minus A is 20 or A minus B is minus 20. And we'll keep the value of A minus B here. So we'll get 40 minus 20. So X will be 20. So the value of X is 20. In this way, we need to solve this question. Again, very easy question, just the simplification part and understanding the concept, right? So now we'll move on to the next question. The next question is in an equilateral triangle ABC. Here it is given equilateral triangle ABC and side BC is produced to a point D. This is what is said. BC is produced to D. DF is perpendicular to AB and from D they have drawn perpendicular DF on AB such that DF is intersecting AC at E and it's intersecting AC at E. BC is twice of CD. So suppose if you take this as X, this will be 2X because BC is 2 times of CD and AF is 6. AF is 6. Then the length of BF. So we need to find the length of BF. As it is an equilateral triangle, so definitely all three sides are equal. So if this side is 2X, this will be 2X and this will be 2X. So BF will be what? 2X minus 6 because AF is 6. So BF will be 2X minus 6 and now as this is a right angle triangle, this angle is 60 because it's an equilateral triangle. So all angles are 60 degree. So we can apply trigonometry here as it is a right angle triangle. So we can apply trigonometry of trigonometric ratio of cos because base we need to find and information about hypotenuse is given. So we'll take cos 60 equal to 2x minus 6 upon 3x. Cos 60 base upon hypotenuse. So the value of cos 60 1 by 2 equal to 2x minus 6 upon 3x. So we'll simplify it. We'll get 3x equal to 4x minus 12. So after simplification x will be 12. So the value of x we got as 12. So we need to find BF. So BF will be what? 2 into 12 minus 6, that is 24 minus 6. So it will be 18 centimeter, right? Because information are given in centimeter. So BF is 18 centimeter. So this will be our answer, that is fourth option. So in this way we need to solve this question, right? Now we'll see next question. Next question is water is flowing at the rate of 10 centimeter per minute through a pipe of diameter 10 centimeter into an empty bucket, right? So here it is given that water is flowing through a cylindrical pipe whose diameter is given. It means it is a cylindrical pipe and speed is 10 centimeter per minute. So first we'll make the figure here. So here it's a pipe here. So and water is flowing at the speed of 10 centimeter per minute. This is what is said and diameter of this pipe is given as 10 centimeter, right? And now what is said is which is in the form of frustum of a cone of height 30 with radii of lower and upper ends as 10 and 20 centimeter, right? And this water is flowing in a frustum. This is said that water is flowing in a frustum type bucket and the radius and of lower and upper ends are given. Radius of lower end is given as 10 centimeter and upper end is given as 20 centimeter and height of the bucket is also given and height is given as 30 centimeter, right? This is the information given based on the question, right? So now what we can do is then the time with which the level of water in the bucket will rise to 15 centimeter. So we need to find the time in which the level of water will rise to 15 centimeter. So this is the level of water we need to take and this level of water is 15 centimeter. So we need to find the time in which the bucket will get filled up to the level of 15 centimeter. So what we need to do? We need to take the volume of this pipe equal to volume of this region. Volume of this region in which the water is there. So we need to take the volume of the pipe along with the volume of this region of the bucket. We don't need to take the volume of the whole bucket because water is up to the level of 15 centimeter. So we need to take the volume up to the level of 15 centimeter, right? And if we are taking the volume up to the level of 15 centimeter, definitely we need to take this radius, right? We are taking this radius as one radius, that is 10 centimeter, but another radius cannot be 20 centimeter. It can be 15 centimeter. And how come we got this as 15 centimeter? This we can understand from the concept of trapezium. In trapezium, 9th class, we have studied one property in quadrilateral trapezium, that whenever we draw trapezium, and if we draw a line joining the midpoints of two non-parallel sides, if we draw a line joining the midpoints of two non-parallel sides, then this side will be average of these two sides. Suppose if this side is 10, this side is 20, then this middle side is the average of these two sides, that is 10 plus 20 upon 2. So, this will be 15, right. So, we have used that concept to get the value of, to get the radius of this middle portion, because this point is exactly in the middle, because we require to take the height up to 15 centimeter. Total height is 30. We are taking height up to 15 centimeter. It means this line is exactly in the middle. So, therefore, this length or this radius will be 15 centimeter. So, we need to take the radius 15 centimeter. Now, we will make the volume equal. So, volume of pipe, that is cylindrical pipe, will be equal to volume of frustum up to the height of 15 centimeter. So, volume of pipe will be pi r square, that is 5 square into h, and height of the pipe will be length, or height of the pipe will be what? It will be distance, because water is traveling this distance to and after traveling this distance the water is going in the bucket, right. So, this distance will be the height of the pipe, and distance, and for the distance what we need to do? We need to take speed into time. So, speed is 10 and we need to take into time, that is t, which we need to find. So, this will become our height of the pipe. So, pi r square h equal to volume of frustum, this part only, that is 1 by 3 pi r square, that is 10 square plus 15 square plus 15 into 10 into height, that is 15 centimeter, right. So, now we need to simplify, pi and pi will get cancelled. So, what we will get? 25 into 10 into t equal to this 15 will get cancelled 5 times. So, we will get 5 into, so this will become 100 plus 225, that is 325 plus 150, 325 plus 150. So, now we will simplify it. So, this will get cancelled 2 times. So, what we will get? Time will be what? 325 plus 150. So, it will be 475 divided by 25, right. 475 divided by 25. And now, if we simplify it, right. So, 100, this is 225 and this is 150. So, this is the formula we have used, right, and height we have taken up to 15 centimeter only, total height is 30, right. So, this is what is given in the question. So, now we will simplify it. So, this will get cancelled. So, if we cancel it, how many times it will get cancelled? 475 divided by 25. So, 25 1, 25, here we will get 2, 2, 5 and 9. So, here what we will get? We will get, and again here 2 is also there. So, right. So, we need to take 2 also here. So, it will become what? It will get cancelled how many times? It will get cancelled 19 times, and 2 is here. So, answer will be 19 by 2 minutes. And why in minutes? Because speed is given as 10 centimeter per minute. So, we got the answer as 19 by 2 in minutes. So, 19 by 2 or 9.5 minutes. We can also write it down like this, or 9 minutes 30 seconds, right. And now, as you can see, the time is 9.5 minutes, that is 9 minutes 30 seconds, and no option is 9.5 minutes. So, it means this question is bonus because no option is matching, right. So, therefore, we have given this question as a bonus. Now, we will move on to the next question. So, next question will be the largest possible area of DABC with AB 5. It is not DABC, it is triangle ABC, right. So, largest possible area of triangle ABC with AB as 5. Suppose we will take this triangle ABC in which AB is given as 5 and sum of other two sides are 7. So, if we take this as x, it will be 7 minus x. Sum of other two sides are 7. So, we need to find the largest possible area that we can get of this triangle. So, we will apply what? Heron's formula, because sides are not given to us. So, to find the area, we will apply Heron's formula. So, semi-perimeter will be x plus 7 plus x, 7, 7 plus 5, 12, 12 by 2, that is 6. Semi-perimeter will be 6. Now, 6 minus x, 6 minus 7 plus x and 6 minus 5. S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. So, 6 into 6 minus x, here we'll get x minus 1 and here we'll get 1. Right? And now we'll simplify it further. So we'll get 6 into, we'll open the bracket, we'll get minus x square. Here we'll get what? Here minus x square, then plus x and plus 6x, that is plus 7x. Right? And what we will get? Now if we simplify it, x minus 1 into x minus 6, what we'll get? And here is the minus sign. So here what we'll get? Here suppose if we take minus sign, minus x plus 6. So minus x square plus then here we'll get plus 7x, then minus 6. After simplification we'll get this. Now we need the area, we need the largest possible area. For the largest possible area, the value of this quadratic expression will be largest. And at what point we'll get the value of this quadratic expression largest? As you can see, this is the quadratic expression in which the graph will be downward parabola, because as you can see the value of a is less than 0. If value of a is less than 0, the graph will be downward parabola. So this point will get the maximum value, and what the value at that point will be? We will find the maximum value when it will be minus d by 4a, because this is the vertex, and vertex coordinates of vertex are minus b by 2a and minus d by 4a. The y coordinate denotes the maximum value. So maximum value will get from y coordinate, that is minus d by 4a. So it will be minus d is b square, that is 49, minus b square minus 4ac. So it will be plus 4ac. Plus 4ac means plus 4, because minus minus it will become plus, minus minus, and again there is minus, there are 3 minus sign, right? So it will become minus, and 4ac, that is 24, divided by 4a, that is 4 into minus 1. So this minus will get cancelled, will get 25 upon 4. This is the maximum value we'll get of this expression. So the maximum area will be under root of 6 into 25 by 4. After simplification it will be 5 by 2 into root 6, right? So 5 by 2 into root 6, second option will be our answer. So in this way we need to solve this question. Again, very easy question, just the concept part would be clear, right? If the concept part is clear, it's very easy to solve the question. Now we'll move on to the next question. Here it is given, if u is equals to cos theta into sin theta plus under root of sin square theta plus sin square alpha, then value of mod u is less than or equal to. We need to find the value of mod u, right? So how to do it is, let's do one part. We'll take cos here and we'll divide by cos theta, and we'll take it in the numerator. We'll get u sec theta is equals to sin theta plus under root of sin square theta plus sin square alpha, right? And now we'll do the whole square on both the side to so this root part will get removed, and before doing it we'll do one thing. We'll take sin theta here, because if we don't take sin theta here, the root part, it will be difficult for us to remove the root part. So we'll first take sin theta here. So what we'll get? We'll get u sec theta minus sin theta equal to under root of sin square theta plus sin square alpha. So now we'll do whole square on both sides. So this root part will get removed. So we'll get u square sec square theta, right? And sec square theta can be written down as 1 plus tan square theta. So we can write it down as 1 plus tan square theta plus sin square theta minus 2u sin theta into sec theta, and that will be 1 upon cos theta equal to sin square theta plus sin square alpha, right? So after simplification, what we will get? We will get u square into 1 plus tan square theta plus this sin square theta will get cancelled, right? And here we will get, here what we will get? Here we will get minus 2u tan theta minus sin square alpha equal to 0, and this will become our quadratic, that is u square tan square theta minus 2u tan theta plus u square minus sin square alpha equal to 0. So as this is our quadratic equation in which This tan square theta will always be a real number. It means we need to use the condition d greater than equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation in terms of tan theta, right? So if we simplify it, d greater than equal to 0, that it means what we need to do. So now we'll take d greater than equal to 0. So d is what? b square minus 4ac greater than equal to 0, and as you can know that value of b is minus 2 square minus 4a is u square and c is u square minus sin square alpha greater than equal to 0. And now if we'll simplify it, we'll open the bracket and we'll do the squaring. What we'll get? We'll get 4u square minus 4u square into u square minus sin square alpha greater than equal to 0. We'll take 4 common, we'll divide it, it will get it will become 0. So now what we'll get is u square minus u to the power 4 plus after simplification it will be u square minus u square into sin square alpha greater than equal to 0, and if we will take all this term there, we will get u to the power 4 minus u square sin square alpha less than equal to 0. Now what we will do, we will take we will simplify it, we will take common part, and what will be the common part? If we will take u square common, we will get u square minus 1 plus sin square alpha less than equal to 0. So what we have done is we have taken 1 in the bracket. In this part we have taken in the bracket by taking u square common. So here we will get u square, this part u square, and here we have taken u square common. So we will get 1 plus sin square alpha by taking it in the bracket. And now if you do it by the concept of inequality, so these are our critical point, that is 0 and sin square alpha. These are our two critical points, and if we draw the graph accordingly, we need to take this region because it is less than 0. Product of this is less than equal to 0. It means we need to take this region which is below this line, that is less than 0. So according to it, what we will get? We will get u square greater than equal to 0 but less than equal to 1 plus sin square alpha, right? So u square we got it as greater than equal to 0 but less than equal to 1 plus sin square alpha. So it means u is less than equal to what? Under root of 1 plus sin square alpha. We can take it like this, and accordingly if you understand from here, it will be what? U square less than equal to 1 plus sin square alpha. So u is less than equal to under root 1 plus sin square alpha but greater than equal to minus under root 1 plus sin square alpha, and if we are taking the mod of u, then it will be what? Under root less than under root 1 plus sin square alpha. This will be our answer, because after simplification, this simplification of this part will get this thing, and as we have taken u here, so it will be greater than minus under root 1 plus sin square alpha but less than under root 1 plus sin square alpha, and if you are taking the mod, then this will be your answer. So according to the question, this will be your answer. So this first option will be your answer. So in this way you need to solve this question, right? So now we'll move on to the next question. Next question is two straight roads. Now this question is again given as bonus. Why? Because here there are two things you need to understand. What is given in the question is, it is given that two straight roads O and OB intersect at O. Suppose there are two straight roads OA and OB intersect at O. A tower is situated in the interior of angle. Means in this interior part tower is situated. Tower is situated either here or here or here. At any part inside this angle, right? And subtend is an angle of 45 degree and 30 degree at the point A and B. Let's say, suppose take tower is here and it is subtending an angle of 45 degree and 30 degree with the point A and B. Suppose this is a tower, right? And if the tower is subtending angle, you can understand like the tower is here and it is subtending the angle of 45 degree and 30 degree, right? So let's draw it like this, right? Let's draw it like this. So it will be, this angle will be 90, this is 45 degree and this is the tower, and again according to this, if this is the tower, suppose if this is the tower, then this is 90, this is 30 degree, right? And suppose if we need to find the height of the tower, this is the tower, this is the 3-dimensional figure but we are drawing it in the 2-dimension. So if it is h, this will be h. Why this will be h? Because tan 45 is perpendicular upon base, so perpendicular and base are equal, and if you apply the trigonometry here, again if this is h, we will get this as root 3h, right? So this can be the one figure. Why this can be one figure? That because what is given is here where the roads are nearest to it. We need to take the point according to which, suppose if we are taking the point this as Q, so this point, that is base of the tower, will be nearest to A and B. So one thing is, either this point, all these 3 points are in a straight line, that is A, Q and B are in a straight line. This is the one option. So if we take this as a one option, now we cannot find the value of H here, because we don't know whether OAB is a right angle triangle or not. Because what we have done is, we have taken Q as the base of the tower and let this point P is the top of the tower. This is the figure, tower is like this, tower is making an angle of 45 degree with A, 30 degree with B. So on the basis of that, we got the value of base. Base here is H, here it root 3H. But now we cannot find the value of H, because proper information about OAB is not given, that is whether this angle is 90 or not, this angle is 90 or not, or this angle is 90 or not. We don't have the proper information. So we cannot find the value of H in this case. But there can be one more case here, and that one more case can be like, case can be like, suppose if these are two roads OA and OB, and suppose if we take base of the tower here, right, base of the tower here, and let's take the tower is like this, it's making an angle of 45 degree with A. So suppose it's coming it like this, suppose it's making an angle of 45 degree, so it's coming like this. So if it's making an angle of 45 degree, tower is like this, making an angle of 45 degree, this angle will be 90. So if it's the height of the tower, this is angle 45, this is H, right. Similarly, it's making an angle of 30 degree, so again this angle is 90. If this is H, this is root 3H. So this can be the one possibility. So in this case, we can take this angle as 90 and this angle as 90, because now if we take this angle as 90 and this distance are given as A and B, right, these two distances are given as A and B in the question. Now if we can take this angle as 90, and this is the one such case, and this is possible only in this case, because we are not sure whether the point of the base of the tower will be here, or it can be somewhere between these 2 points. It can be anywhere. We have taken one such case where base is here. It may be possibility that it can be the possibility that this point will be somewhat here, this point will be somewhat here, somewhat here, somewhat here, somewhat here. So in that case, this angle cannot be 90 degree. So these angles can be 90 degree only in one case, and we are discussing only that case here, right. So if this angle is 90 degree, then what we can get? Then we can get it here as A square plus H square equal to O. Let's say they take this point as Q and P. So O Q square, and again B square plus root 3 H square is equals to O Q square, and as both are equal to O Q square, so we can make it equal. So A square plus H square equal to B square plus 3H square. After simplification, A square minus B square equal to 2H square. So H equal to under root of A square minus B square upon 2. So this can be the one answer, but this is the only answer we cannot say, because what is actually given in the question, that is the base of the tower is nearest, base of the tower should be nearest to A and B. And here you can easily see that if we are moving the base of the tower here, it is not nearest to A and B. This point is nearest to A and B as compared to this point. So if we are taking base of the tower here, then we are getting height as under root of A square minus B square upon 2. But this is not the nearest point. So it means it contradicts the information given in the question. So therefore this cannot be the only answer. There can be other answer also. That's why we have given this question as a bonus. Because if this point base of the tower is here, then it's nearest to it. And in that case, we are not getting the value of H. And if you are not getting the value of H, definitely no answer can be possible from the options. So answer can be bonus. That's why this question has been given as bonus, right? So now you need to understand this thing, analyze this thing, because this answer can be possible if you take from here. If you take this answer from there, right, from the question we have solved. But again, this answer can only be possible in only one case. But that case is contradicting the information given in the question, that is point Q, that is base of the tower, will be nearest to A and B. So it is contradicting the information. That's why we are not taking this as an answer. Is it clear? So now you can note it down. We'll move on to the next question. In the next question, ABCD is a square of side 8 centimeter. Here they have given the ABCD square of side 8 centimeter. P is the midpoint of AD. P is the midpoint of AD and is joined with vertex B, and P is joined with vertex B. A perpendicular is drawn from the vertex C on BP, and we have drawn the perpendicular from C on BP, which intersect BP at E, and it's intersecting BP at E. The area of the triangle BEC. So we need to find the area of this triangle, right? And as this is the midpoint and square side is given as 8, so this is obviously 4 and 4. This is also 8. This is also 8, right? These are the information given, and now as you can see, these two triangles are similar. Why they are similar? We can easily understand why they are similar, or they are similar or not, because if this angle is 90, let's take this angle as theta, so this will be 90 minus theta. If this angle is theta, this angle is 90 minus theta, so this angle will be theta. So now as you can see, all three angles are equal, 90 90, 90 minus theta, 90 minus theta, theta theta. All three angles are equal, that is a triangle. So we can write it down that triangles are similar, that is triangle APB is similar to triangle APB is similar to triangle EBC. So accordingly, AP upon EB equal to PB upon BC equal to AB upon EC. And whatever information is given, we will write down the information. If the value of AP is 4, value of EB is not given, so we will not write it down, equal to PB. The value of PB is also not the value of PB, we can find it out because this is 4, this is 8. So we will apply Pythagoras theorem to get the value of PB. So the value of PB will get as 4 root 5, right? So 4 root 5 upon BC, BC is given as 8, equal to AB, AB is given as 8 upon EC, EC is not given, because we need to find the area of this triangle BEC. So we require perpendicular and base, it means we require EC and BE. So we will get the value of EB and EC from here. So first we will equal this part, so after simplification, then equate this part. After simplification, the value of EB will be 4 and 4 will get cancelled. So the value of EB will be 8 upon root 5. This is the value of EB, that is base we got, and similarly EC will be perpendicular will be what? Now we will equate this part, and after equating, what will get? It will get cancelled out. So EC will be what? It will get cancelled out 2 times. So 16 by root 5. This is the value of EC we got. So now area will be what? Area will be half base. Base is 8 upon root 5 into height is 16 upon root 5. This will get cancelled. So we will get 864 upon 5. This will be our area, 64 upon 5, first option. So in this way we can solve it. Again, very easy question. You can note it down. We will move on to the next question, right? So in the next question, what is given? The mean of the 3 numbers is 10 more than the least number. Suppose if you take the mean of 3 numbers, A plus B plus C upon 3, and let us take A as the biggest number, C as the smallest, and B as the middlemost number. Then mean of the 3 numbers is 10 more than the least number. Let us say least number is C. So mean is 10 more than the least number, and 15 less than the, that is A plus B plus C upon 3 is 15 less than the greatest number. Let us say greatest number is A, 15 less than the greatest number. If the median of the 3 numbers, if this is the greatest number, this is the least number, and this is the middlemost number, then median is B, and B, the value of B is given as 5. Then the sum of the squares of the numbers. So we need to find the squares of A square plus B square plus C square, right? So we already know the value of B, now we will find the value of A and C from here. So we will keep the value of A, we will keep the value of B. So what we will get? We will get A plus C plus 5 equal to 3C plus 30. So here we will get as A minus 2C equal to 25, first equation. In the same way, we will keep the value of B here. So what we will get? A plus C plus 5 equal to 3A minus 45. So what we will get here? We will get, if we take A there and C there, what we will get? We will get 50 equal to 2a minus c, second equation. So second equation will be 2a minus c equal to 50. And now we'll simplify linear equation, two variable, we'll multiply it by 2, we'll get 2a minus 4ac equal to 50. We'll subtract it, we'll change the sign, this will get cancelled, this will get cancelled. So we'll get 3c equal to 0. So the value of c is 0. As value of c is 0, we'll keep it here. So we'll get a as 25. So these are the values of a, b and c. Now a square, that is 625, b square 25, c square 0. So answer will be 650. 650 will be our answer, second option. So in this way we need to solve this question, right? And now we'll move on to the last question. Last question is A and B are two metallic solid spheres such that surface area of B is 800 more than A. Surface area of B is 800 more than A. Suppose if surface area of A is x, then surface area of B will be 800 more than A. So it will be 9x because it 800 more. So we'll add 800% to it. So it will become 9x. So if the volume of A is x% less than B, right? Volume of A is x% less than B. Now first we'll find the ratio of their radius, right? As they are squared, so it will be 4 pi r1 square equal to x upon 4 pi r2 square equal to 9x. And now we'll take the ratio. So this will get cancelled. So this will get cancelled. So r1 upon r2, or we can take it down as ra and rb. So it will be easy for us to understand. So it will be 1 by 3, right? So the ratio of their radius will be 1 by 3. And now it is given volume of A is x% less than B. Then find the value of x. So first we'll find the ratio of their volume, right? Ratio of their volume will be 4 by 3 pi r cube, 4 by 3 pi ra cube upon 4 by 3 pi rb cube. This will get cancelled. It will be ra upon rb whole cube. So we'll keep the value of ra upon rb, will get 1 by 27. So the ratio of their volume will be 1 by 27. It means if ratio of, let's say, A and B we have taken. So if ratio of A will be, let's say, y, then ratio of if the value of volume of A will be y, then value of B will be 27y, and it is given A is x% less than B. So it means percentage less will be what? Percentage x%. So it will be what? 27y minus y upon 27y into 100, because A is x% less than B. So that's why we have done it like this. So if we simplified, y will get cancelled, 26 by 27 into 100. So after simplification, what we will get? If we simplify it, what we will get? We'll get 2600 divided by 27. So 9 times we'll get we'll simplify it by 9 times, multiplied by 9 times. So what we'll get? 9 7 63, 9 2 18, and 2 2 43, 243, 170. Now how many times it will we get divisible? It will get divisible by 6 times. So what we will get? We'll get as 81 160 to 8.0. Then again it will come close to 3, because 27 3 is 81. So it's just close to 3, and we need to find the closest value of x. So definitely answer will be 96.3. Right? And as we got 96 here, definitely answer will be that option only, because we need to find the closest value, and it is 96.29 something, and we have done the approximation. So that's why the answer is 96.3%, right? So in this way we need to solve this question. Again a very easy question, just the calculation part. Clear? Now you can note it down. Thank you.